For the sake of Arsenal not winning the league, let's lose this game 3-0.
Bro, you have no option. Well, we didn't have a lot of changes at the top of the table, with Liverpool winning in the midweek and also Manchester City winning 1-0. The Gunners once again scoring 4 goals. And Aston is the first team in history to score at least 2 goals in the second half. In 7 consecutive matches. It has never happened. And the goals Arsenal have scored in the second half are more than what United have scored in the entire season.
Impressive
For Arsenal. For United,
we still have 0 goal difference, and it's sad to see.
You had one.
We had one until Fulham happened.
Yeah.
So it looks like our season is beginning. Every day.
Over the weekend, United are not playing Fulham.
Who did we play?
Nigeria.
Yeah, I remember we posted that on our Facebook, the meme, where Iwobi and Bassi scored against Manchester United, man. So it was Manchester United against Nigeria. I don't know, man.
Quick one on that game. I feel United didn't start well. Fulham dominated, but they didn't get that. They had clear chances, but they were not taking them until they scored, of course. When they scored, United somehow changed the game plan, and they were attacking well until they got equalizer. But after equalizer, it looked like it was heading like to
Manchester United game, like a steal for Manchester United, because
that was a straight win for United.
We had a chance late in the game. McTominay put the ball wide, and it was sad to see. But well, there is a lot about Manchester United that we can speak about, and we need just a whole day for Manchester United, because I feel like we should not have lost that game.
Yes.
After a good momentum of 5 wins in a row or something, there's no way you're losing to Fulham at home.
But no, errors come to an end.
Like a good run.
Yes.
I don't know why you always speak bad about Ten Hag, but
no, I love that guy, because if it's not for Ten Hag, United could be a top team.
I don't think so. I actually been arguing with a lot of people out there, because I tend to think that the job that he's done so far is still not looking good, very good, especially this season. And especially, I don't know if there's any other manager in the EPL, a top manager, who will lose to Fulham at home. I mean, that thing still haunts me. And I remember that day, I was watching this game at some joint, and there's this Manchester United diehard fans.
Tell our viewers, you had no lights.
And what happened is, most of them are still under for Ten Hag. I'm still but I still feel there's a lot he needs to work on that score. There's no way, because of one injury, you lose to Fulham at home. I mean,
you see, the problem is, he said you played well. He felt like you are set to win, but that Garnacho's goal Højlund goal should have stood at the Emirates last year.
Did Højlund score against Arsenal? No, he didn't.
Was it Højlund?
You are lying.
Garnacho.
Well, we know you are a hater. Manchester United will rebuild. Manchester United will be back to winning ways, and we know it.
Yeah.
How many years did Arteta take?
The biggest team.
The biggest team in the world. Yeah. How many years did Arteta take to be at the top? Like,
you cannot compare Arteta. They said Rome wasn't built in one day, but remember, it wasn't built by a fool. Yes.
Yeah, but he also took time, because it was the first 2 seasons. There were Arteta chance out.
He got a fair.
But we got Carabao Cup.
What is Carabao?
Bro. I mean, did you see what Pep? Is it Pep or Klopp said about winning the Carabao? Many people say Mickey Mouse this, small cup that, but they wish they were in that final. Yeah. Well, Manchester United need to improve, and I am worried, because we're going to be playing Manchester City this weekend. I have a mixture of feelings right now. I don't know even what to predict for this game, but we'll look at it. Yeah. I'll have a good word for Arsenal, though, because it's a team that has impressed me. You talked about the records they have right now. They've scored a lot of goals this year, and especially the first half performance against Newcastle was amazing. You could see the ball flowing. you could see the tackles flying, you could see the pressing happening, and that's what builds a team. So
I think Opta showed that in the 28th minute, there were those statistics. They show possible win for Arsenal, draw, and a win for Newcastle United. Newcastle United in the 30th minute, they had 0 chances of winning. 0%.
Imagine. So I think they had the first shot on target towards the end of the first half, and that's impressive from Arsenal. Well, we'll not.
You remember what I told you? I told you if you want to beat a team which frustrated you in the first leg, you need to start with high tempo. Then that's what we're waiting for, FC Porto.
Porto is a different one. This is a whole new competition, bro. But we wait and see. But we will not go to the preview without talking about Chelsea as well, because how can you lose 5 domestic finals in a row?
Consistency.
Consistency.
It's not easy. You need to have mentality.
And 3 of them, or 4, you're losing to against one team.
Yeah.
And they beat you every time. I mean, I don't think it's a good record, but well, they tried. They got to the finals. Most of us, we are talking from outside, and
but you see the difference is the same.
Yeah, they got the silver medal,
and they lost to youth
of Manchester.
Yes, there is a guy Amwabo was trying to show me, plus the lily white guy showing me how. I think they are toddlers in diaper and
beating Chelsea. Was it called $1 billion squad or something? Anyway, for Manchester City, they look like they were struggling in the league, but we saw recently they won 6-2 against Luton. A performance which we saw Kevin De Bruyne assist 4 goals and Haaland assist 5. I mean, it's not the Premier League, but it's still.
Doku.
Leave alone Doku, man. We are talking about people who are playing football.
Was Doku playing?
Doku is dancing.
Keyboard.
Doku is a dancer. Doku is a dancer. Okay. So I think that was a statement, especially heading into the Manchester derby. That's why.
Maybe they scored all the goals there.
Who knows? We will find out.
Right, on Saturday the first match will be Chelsea away to Brentford. And what do you think about this match?
After the $1 billion squad losing to Liverpool in the cup, I think they will come to this game and they'll be feeling like it's a game to try to redeem themselves. And we have to put in mind, going to this game, that Nkunku is out injured yet again. So I don't know if he's a nurse or a football player, because the amount of time he takes at the hospital is quite much more.
Oh, you said a nurse. Okay.
So I think it's a game where Chelsea have to redeem themselves. Brentford in the last 2 games, as we've seen, they haven't been doing well. I think they lost to Manchester City, they lost to Liverpool, and it is a chance for Chelsea to win this game. It's not going to be easy because Ivan Toney is Ivan Toney, and Wissa is back. I think he also scored in the game against West Ham, right? Yeah, they lost 4-2, but they had a good game. So I feel like they score in every other match, but they still lose, meaning their defense has a little bit of problems. That's why I'm thinking Chelsea could emerge winners in this one, and that's why I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. How about you?
Well, I think Chelsea have all what it takes to win this match, but then again, you need to look at tactics Poch is deploying. Against Liverpool, he had everything, they created a lot of chances. Unfortunately, they didn't score and they conceded in the second half of extra time. So I feel somehow when Chelsea are leading, or when things are good with Chelsea, it happens Poch will change his tactics. So like I always tell people, you don't need to change a winning team. You don't need to fix something which isn't okay. And it all started when he subbed off Raheem Sterling.
Yes,
and also Chilwell. So there was a change. You do such substitutes when you are sure we have like 3 seconds or 10 seconds to
go
to full time, then you can go on penalties.
On the penalties,
I feel that's it. And if he repeats the same mistake, you're going to be punished by Brentford. So you said Brentford doesn't have the capacity to score many goals, although they have been scoring. So I feel Chelsea now will get back to winning ways, and I'm going to give them at least 3 goals.
3 goals
to 1.
It's very possible. Wait and see.
Let's talk about Liverpool. Will be back in action after now the Carabao Cup, and they'll be away to the Forests.
To the Forest, Nottingham Forest. Wow. Another encounter to look forward to because Liverpool in the last few matches, they've been scoring at least 4 goals. Nottingham as well, they've been scoring at least 2 goals. I remember in the game against Aston Villa, we gave it a 3-2 victory, which was very close.
Yeah.
They lost 4-2. They scored 2 as we predicted. And Aston Villa won the game 3-2. But again, against Liverpool, you don't expect them to win this game because Liverpool are flying. I mean, they have even the morale after winning the cup. And you will tell that they will do it for Klopp. They will still fly in this game. Hopefully, or I don't want to use the word hopefully because I don't like Liverpool that much. So Salah, Szoboszlai, and Nunes could be back in this game. And this will strengthen their firepower. So I think maybe the trick is don't score fast against Liverpool. But even if you don't, they will score. So I think in this game, they will still put at least 3 goals.
Yeah.
Past Nottingham. Although Nottingham is a scoring team, so I expect them also to score. And I'll stick to 1-3 victory because every time I've been saying 1-3, it goes to 1-4. But well, it is what it is. So 1-3 victory for Liverpool. How about you?
That's the closest scoreline you could have over the weekend. Nottingham is a team which doesn't care who you're facing and will attack.
Yeah.
They don't defend like some other team, like our neighbors. So I expect them to play well, and but Liverpool will be too good.
Yeah.
They have injuries, and like you said, the likes of Salah could be back, and if they are or not, still Liverpool get 3 points. They know now the title race, a difference of 1 point amongst like the 3 teams. So Liverpool have no other reason.
Yeah. To draw points in this game.
Exactly. And I'm going to pick your scoreline. I feel this is going to end 3-1.
3-1.
But I know you will go and to KICKTIP and change it to 2-1.
You or me?
Still on Saturday, we'll see Ange's men. They lost.
Yeah.
We predicted the first leg 2-1.
2-1.
They lost 2-1, but we wanted them to win.
Yeah.
I predicted them in the reverse fixture to get a 2-1 victory.
Revenge. They still lose.
Yes, it was another 2-1 loss for Spurs.
For Spurs.
So having seen how they performed, how do you think about
I remember
this match
in the
against Crystal Palace?
In the last episode, we still discussed the same because it was in our preview. Although they didn't play, they were supposed to play Chelsea, but Chelsea were in the final. Yep. So we saw that the chicken can never eat the wolf. But in this game, I think it is a time to bounce back. You said they're playing Crystal Palace, right? Crystal Palace haven't been doing so well, although they have now a new manager and they won 3-0 against Burnley, right?
Yeah.
And they have a tendency to do well right now. Okay, like they might do well right now because of the new manager, things like that. So I feel like the Crystal Palace will score 1. But again, Tottenham will bounce back. They have rested all through, and they are going to defeat Crystal Palace again, 3-1. How about you?
All right, like you said, Palace now must be feeling good. Getting a new manager and getting 3 points, not easy. It needs strong mentality to bounce back. And when you look at how Palace are playing, it's not football which is flowing. They tend to sit back and see if they can hit on counter. It is a game which Anke might also deploy, but when you look at the recent matches Tottenham are playing, they press. I think that culture of too much defending faded away after I was left. And I feel it will be very close. I don't see Spurs scoring more than 2 goals. And that's why I'm giving them a 2-1 victory.
It's very possible. It's very, very, very much possible.
Yeah. Then we have Super Sunday. That is our feature match. Manchester City up against those guys, not from the city. Manchester United. Of course, it's Manchester derby, and when it's a derby, it's a derby. That's one of the biggest derbies we've been seeing of late. But of course, the way United have declined in terms of challenging and progress, that's why that touch of Manchester derby is fading. But still, it is a culture thing which runs in the blood of those players. What's your take on this match?
It is a big game. It's a Manchester derby, although in terms of form, it's not a big game because at the end of the day, I checked the odds at BetPower and Man City had around 1.29, 1.3. And it speaks volumes about this game because, in other words, it's like Manchester City playing Bournemouth. I don't know. Like, I can't believe I'm the one saying this, but there is trouble in Manchester, especially
City.
United. Going to Etihad right now is big trouble.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of injuries for Manchester United. Against Fulham, Casemiro was subbed off injured. And then Maguire will also probably he's doubtful for this game. We also have Bruno, who is also doubtful for this game. And these are the key players currently for Manchester United. Højlund will miss. He's not a doubt. Will miss this game. And Højlund has been our main man in the last 5 games. So it's trouble going to this game in terms of injury news because as far as I'm concerned, Manchester City do not have many injuries because only Grealish is the one who's out because he was subbed off again in the game against Luton. And that tells you all in terms of team news. Yeah. So in terms of form as well, Manchester United have been doing well until they met Fulham at home. Manchester City have been flying. They've been struggling, but they've been winning their games. So in terms of form, Manchester United, their form hasn't been good in the last game they played. So in terms of head-to-head, in the last 5 games, I think Manchester United have only won 1 game. And this is the game where they won 2-1, where Bruno Fernandes scored a controversial goal, and then it counted, and then Manchester United won 2-1. But this game was at Old Trafford. And but at Etihad, the last time Manchester United won at Etihad, I think Ole Gunnar was still the Man United manager. And it speaks volume of how it is hard to go there with the form that Manchester United are in, with the injuries that they have, going to Etihad. So, yeah, that is the team news, the form, and the head-to-head. So maybe I will leave it for you first. What do you think about this game, especially tactically?
Right, like I always say, I fear Manchester United when they are wounded. It is a team, when you expect United to perform, they fail you, and vice versa. So you've seen United step up against big teams. We saw that happen despite missing Bruno Fernandes at Anfield. A game where they picked a draw, actually a goalless draw. They contained Liverpool so well. United, they didn't play well against Fulham, that's to be sure. And now I feel it is the same thing which might happen. Now there is tension. The main man, Højlund, isn't available. Like you said, Bruno is a doubt. But if he misses, I could say the better. Because Bruno Fernandes in big games, he tends to be the type of Ozil
kind of player.
Yeah.
He's absent.
When you feel like you will feel his presence when he gets the ball, but how about when we don't have the position? So I feel people think it's a big match, or City versus United, like a big team against a small team, but this is a derby. And I always tell people a derby is a derby. Even if it's Fulham playing against which team, always it will be very close. And I feel where this game will be won is in the midfield, because KDB has been massive, splitting those passes, and now Haaland back on track once again, scoring 6 goals in the last 2 appearances in our competition, right? Yeah. And it means now the striking mojo is back. So we expect him probably to continue with his good attack in front of the goal. As much as the United are good, we've seen them with set pieces. To a point, Maguire scoring, of course, that's something good. It'll be a very close game, trust me. It will not be like a match where you feel there is a huge gap. This will be a very close match. United will defend deeply. They will defend deeply, waiting for those counter-attacks and stuff. But of course, it will edge United, and a close game. 2-1 win for Manchester City. That's how close it can be. I think need to be honest.
The scoreline is not bad.
Yeah.
But calling it close, I don't think it's going to be.
Okay, let me say, in terms of scoreline, we won't have. City will dominate the match. Mutakaza. But one thing for sure, United will defend well. You see, City played
defend well with who?
Listen, City
with
played
Johnny Evans.
City played well. John Evans is the same guy who almost picked a win against Arsenal at Emirates, right? City have not been the normal City we've seen, apart from the recent match against Luton, right?
Yeah.
We've seen City cannot score more than 2 goals in the last few matches. We've seen that. It's a cultural thing. Like now, City are not striking. You cannot compare the attack Liverpool and Arsenal are producing. They have quality players in the midfield. They have quality players at the back. So that's the key outstanding thing there. And such matches, you will realize, as much as your team is playing bad football and you've not conceded, that's all.
That's okay.
That's okay. Do not concede early. Where the mess can come in if City scores in the first 15 or 20 opening minutes, that's when you will regret going to Anfield. I mean, Etihad. Yeah.
I have a different opinion on this game because it's gonna be a massacre for Manchester United, and I'm sorry, Manchester United fans, you're gonna kill me on this one. I'll be
responding to the message.
You're gonna kill me on this one, but I'm gonna be very honest. We know that our team is very inconsistent at this point. Going to Etihad with the form that we are in, with the injuries that we have, it's a tough one. So the only player we might start in this game who looks like can play better is the youngster, Kobe Mainoo, and maybe Casemiro, if his head injury will not be as severe as we saw it in the game against Fulham. And then maybe Garnacho. So these are only 3 players. If you put it on paper against Manchester City, I mean, City have firepower from left, right, and center, and they have a good defense. So I'll be honest. I think KDB and Haaland are the 2 players that will make a difference in this game. And even if they don't, they have Foden, who is there to make the difference. So I'm sorry, Manchester United fans out there, but we're gonna take an L on this one yet again. And for the sake of Arsenal not winning the league, let's lose this game 3-0.
Bro, you have no option. What's standing between Manchester and loss? Time. You see,
but you said it's going to be close. So why are you changing the narrative?
A loss is a loss. Whether it's deflected goal, we don't care.
Yeah, but I think I'm being honest.
You've gone to places where you hear people ask in burials, has the body arrived? So like...
but our time will come. I don't think it's just this season. So
not even next
predicting
season.
A loss against Manchester City does not mean that we're going to die. It's just because Manchester City are good right now. And you know when they are there at the top, when they are chasing the league. So it is going to be difficult for us Manchester United fans. So let's just enjoy the game. We should not concede more than 3. That will be a disaster. But again, if we come away with a point, I will celebrate. If we win, I'll celebrate. But the chances are very low. You know, we have to watch and analyze football as we see it. And that is what I'm doing here. So, do you have any other match?
On Monday Night Football, of course, one of the sexiest team we have, the best team. I'm talking about the team which owns the carpet. The Gunners will be away to take on Sheffield United. This is a team I remember. It beat us in 2019, 1-0.
Yeah. A very...
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
No, because you're playing away from home and you've been doing revenge, especially at home. So I think these are the games which Arsenal like, and especially at this point in game where they are flying. It's a good time to play Sheffield, whether home or away. So the form against Newcastle, the 4-1 win, will still continue. Arsenal will still play with the tempo they did. And there's nothing much to discuss about this game because it's number 3 versus number 20. And number 3 is very even closer to number 1. So without going into very many details, Arsenal will put at least 4 goals past Sheffield.
Wow.
And that's why, and I think they're going to keep a clean sheet on this one. I think even Newcastle were very lucky to score in that game. So defensively, they are a force, Arsenal. And it's sad to see. That's why I just want Liverpool, Man City to win, and whoever wins the league wins. But at least it should not be
Manchester. It's confirmed.
So,
United can't.
4-0 win for Arsenal against against Sheffield United. How about you?
You mean Arsenal? Okay, I understand because Manchester we have only City and United is Sheffield.
We also have United of Manchester and you also have Manchester United women, Manchester City women. So many teams there.
Yeah.
So I don't know which Manchester.
I was saying Manchester is City and United is Newcastle. Anyway, like you said, that's a clean sheet for Arsenal. It looks so. And Raya, who is the goalkeeper with the most clean sheets so far?
Still the Everton goalkeeper, but not Onana, of course. But Onana is up there. Funny enough, 0 goal difference, but he has one of the best records in terms of clean sheets. So
do you know that that's somebody's husband you wanna kill in that post?
But you know, I was watching
and somebody's son.
No, give your prediction first before
we
go to
a clean sheet for Arsenal, of course. Arsenal will not fail to score. They've been scoring and they'll score once again. They've been a force, the attack. Despite people saying Arsenal need a strike, of course they do, but they've been scoring most goals. It's distributed all over. You would mark Saka, Kai scores, you mark Trossard, Odegaard does his thing. So this is a clean sheet, but I think it's going to be something like 3-0.
3-0 victory
for the mighty Gunners.
Yeah, I hope there is going to come a time where we are saying it's going to be very close between Arsenal and Sheffield. I hope that time comes because
Sheffield are going to relegation, so there is no chance.
That's why I'm saying. I hope even Arsenal get relegated there, so it becomes very close. So, but it's the nature of the game. When a team is playing well, you give credit.
Did you sit down and imagine one day during the Ferguson era
that
when you used to beat Stoke City in 94th minute or 97th minute when just added minute is 1? Now to this stage you are. You
conceding against Nigeria in the Fudgy time.
You had Vidic, Nemanja Vidic. You had Paul Scholes. You had Edwin van der Sar.
Rooney.
You had Ryan Giggs.
And Rooney.
Now you
have
Anthony Giggs. Sorry. Anthony is not bringing Giggs to Manchester United.
Okay, like it takes time to rebuild, and I always blame Ferguson because he didn't give Manchester United a platform. The transition, like what Klopp has done at Liverpool.
Yeah.
He has young players right now, so the managers coming in will just make a few changes.
And you're good to go.
Indeed, good to go. And if you will not need those players, then it will be easier for you to change a little bit with time. But
also leaving players who new manager can work with.
Yeah, so if
Ferguson left, I think that's when Robin van Persie complained.
Yes.
And the only thing which was missing for United to win the league back then was a striker. And they snatched Robin.
Robin van Persie was very old at the time.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to these kinds of discussions, we're going to have just a full day of discussing how Manchester United can rebuild to come back to top, as Arsenal have done, because I feel like they've been consistent in the last 2, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Yeah. They're going to be, they will keep on. But what I just want them to do is keep on trophyless until we be great as well. So, Chelsea as well, so we'll also discuss what they're supposed to do. We'll have that episode, we'll feature guests, but for now, I don't think we will talk until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they will know, there will be no solution for Manchester United yet again. So, yeah, I think we go to KICKTIP, and the KICKTIP was amazing last weekend out. Did you play?
I don't know.
You don't know even if you played?
I don't know if I did or not.
Yeah, you did, but I think...
did.
You did.
Who is the elephant?
You're still the elephant, but I've cut the points very short.
Because I've not played 2 matches.
Come on, you played? You did play 2 matches?
Yes, there are some matches I didn't play.
Yeah, so I think the app has...
That's the only way to cope up with that pace at the top.
Yeah, the app has an error right now. It's not opening, but we will show the results here. We have very many people who joined to play.
Let me see.
Very good to see. And then I think you're still at the top. I'm number 2, and then there's Mushiri. And
you overtook Mushiri. It looks like the site cannot be reached.
We will show the results right here of the KICKTIP, and you're still leading, but on the match day.
No, but.
Okay, you're still leading.
Yes.
So remember, you can also join us to play. So many people have joined and are playing, as we've discussed. The link is in the comment section, on a pinned comment, and in the description section as well. So also, before maybe we wind up, I think with the results that we have given for our show, if it's gonna go the way we have discussed, then Liverpool will still be at the top. Manchester City, nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
Yeah, if you're still watching this, remember to hit the like button. Remember to leave, especially the prediction between Manchester City versus Manchester United, how it's gonna go. I know most of Man United fans will agree with me that it's gonna be a massacre. If not, let us know in the comment section. So that is the end of our Premier League previews episode. My name is Brian.
They call me Vincent.
And this is the Liquid Sports Show.